Good morning, everyone, and again, welcome to Takeley Chapel and to our fellowship every Sunday. And today, our message is about the book of Isaiah, chapter 2, verse 1 to 5. And I want to read it first. On verse 1, it said, "The word that Isaiah, son of Amoz, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. In the days to come, the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established as the highest of the mountains, and shall be raised above the hills. All the nations shall stream to it. Many people shall come and say, 'Come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of God, the God of Jacob, that he may teach us his ways, and that we may walk in his paths.' For out of Zion shall go forth instruction, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. He shall judge between the nations and shall arbitrate for many peoples. They shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. House of Jacob, come, let us walk in the light of the Lord." So today I want to highlight Zion. Zion is a place where the Israelites built the first temple of God. It is meant to be a place of worship. It is meant to be a place of holiness. It is like a place that will become a light to many nations, that whenever they seek the Lord, whenever they seek God, they can come to that place and know God and know what God also wants to do to their nation. Not just for the Israelites. But the problem is always happen, in the Old Testament, in the history of Israelites. Many people said, this is the history. This is the only country that has a history that wrote many failures about themselves, because most of the countries, they always write, many positive things. But this thing, they wrote all their flaws and mistakes. That proves that, about everything that happened to them. So, when God started to bless them again, it starts with King David. When God started to bless them again, when the people start again to experience the comfort of God, and after that came all the the selfish things that caused them to not do what God's intended them to do. Hope you're getting what I mean in English. God designed this Zion, not like a nation that will punish other nation. God designed Zion so that God will pour out His blessing in that place. A place of wisdom. As it says, that's how it says it. In the days to come, the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established as the highest mountains. The mountain symbolizes countries, and many countries that are arising in all over the world. And this mountain of Zion is the highest among them all, because he attained something that the world cannot. The wisdom of the Lord, the things from the Lord will come upon it, and many nations will flourish from it. But if you will read the story of David, the story of Solomon, David, after gaining the throne, what did he do? He saw a woman, got interested to that woman, killed the husband of that woman, he murdered him. And then that's the start of the downfall. It's like this is what God designed for Zion, and because of David, the original intention of the place was being diverted, start to fall apart. When Solomon started to reign, he prayed for wisdom. God gave him wisdom about many things. People, kings and queens all over the world go to Solomon to seek wisdom. But what did Solomon also did? He didn't do the things that the Lord told him to do. He got interested, as the book, I think, in the first Samuel chapter, in the first Kings, in the book of Kings, Solomon got interested to wives of other nations, and he married them and took their idols to Jerusalem and built them altars there so that they can also worship their gods. So the Mount Zion start to fall apart. You know what I mean? And many kings, and the Lord said, the Lord said, Solomon is falling apart as well. Much worse than David. And he divided the kingdom. The Israel at that time was divided into two kingdoms, the kingdom of Samaria and the kingdom of Judah. He told another person, now you will be the king of the 10 tribes of Israel. Solomon will become the king of only one of the tribe, the Judah tribe. And he told that king, he said, you need to take over because Solomon is not doing the right thing. And that king who take over, when he got into the position, also did the wrong things. He worshipped Baal, he worshipped different gods. He tried to become associated with other nations to build a stronghold, taking also over their gods to worship on that place and ruin everything. It's like the intention here is the Mount Zion, so that God will show to the world that this is the most, that this is the place to seek. Imagine these words that came from God. They shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. It's a symbol of, peace. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. That's the intention of Mount Zion. And many kings have passed after Solomon. Many kings have passed from the king of Samaria and the king of Judah until Herodes. You know Herodes, right? The time when Jesus was born, he was the king of Judah. And still, they didn't do the right thing. But Jesus was born at that time to be that perfect king. And what he did, if you remember, I don't know if you got to the part of this Bible, when Jesus Christ started his ministry, he tried to unite again the divided kingdom of Samaritan and the Jew. Not to unite like something like before, but he talked to the woman on the well, a Samaritan woman, and started to preach that he is the Messiah, and told him the conflict, there's a lot of conflict that arise for many generations, for many kings. Many kings, try to do what they want to do that make the people of Israel confused, many disputes, many selfish ideas that came out only from their mind that become norms in the country. They said that Samaritans cannot worship in Jerusalem, or they cannot build a different temple. And when Jesus Christ arrived, he told them, now is the time that it's not only from the Jerusalem, but you can worship God anywhere. And the Samaritan found hope because they long for go to worship God back to the Jerusalem. Maybe you can read the part of that history of the Bible to know it more. But what I'm saying here is, this prophecy of Mount Zion was fulfilled through the death of Jesus Christ on the cross. When Jesus Christ was born, up to that part that He died on the cross, the salvation, the wisdom of God was fulfilled on that time. The true king was born. That's what I'm trying to say. The true king was born. King David didn't make it. Solomon didn't make it. All of the other kings didn't make it. Because they have self-interest or a lot of, personal motives on that kingship. They even fight for it. If you remember Ahab, he married a woman named Jezebel from other nation. And Jezebel killed all the prophets of God at once. That Elijah was very afraid of. He hid on the mountain because they seek to kill him. These are the kings of Israel. And now the true king was born, Jesus Christ. Different kingship He shown. He was not born in the castle, but born in a manger. Born in a lowest, it's like a lowest life he had. He didn't born on a wealthy family, but on a simple family, a poor family actually. He didn't experience, a lot of many good things as he grew. And he lived righteously in all his life to fulfill what God really intended for Zion. That is why, to make story short, that is why the New Testament, when the New Testament came into the world, the kingship was not anymore focused only on the Israelites. But Jesus told them that it is for every nation. That those who seek God, those who seek truth, those who seek righteousness can see Zion through Jesus Christ's gospel, through what Jesus Christ did on the cross for the salvation of everyone. Because this is what He meant to do, that people shall learn. He said it here, the plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. What does it mean again? It's like people who did evil things, people who commit evil things, we start to repent. We start to change their mind. We start to having change of heart. That's what is the intention from the first place. Just like John 3:16, for God so loved the world. That's the intention of God, to people to learn love. He wants Zion to be the highest mountain among all the earth. That until now, if we will try to look on many countries, there are many rich countries, there are many poor countries. Nothing is like Mount Zion. Nothing is like the nation of God. But we have it right now, which is Jesus Christ. But again, what the Israelites, what the Israelites did before, the things that they didn't do that God wanted them to do, is also the same things that we're doing, or many nations today doing as well. So it's like history repeats itself, as they said. Things are just repeating. But now we have Jesus Christ, we have Mount Zion, and we have access from it. And I believe as it says here on what we read before, even in Matthew 24, that someday God will show himself, or Jesus Christ will come back to fulfill much more of these things that we don't know or we don't yet understand, to show the kingdom of God into the world. So that's all for today, and we have more fellowship after this. This is just a part of our fellowship to have a short word for everyone. And to those who listen online, you are always invited to join us and have also fellowship with us to learn more about the word of the Lord. Thank you, everyone, and God bless.